Hello, dosto. Welcome to the Bollywood talk show on IWMBuzz. It gives me immense pleasure to once again welcome the one and only Ronit Roy sir over here on the channel. Sir, thank you so much. Whenever I see you, I have a wide smile on my face, and I do that purposely because I know you're going to compliment my tooth.
Yeah, so sweet. You're so sweet, man. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure. The reason why I feel so connected to your work is because I used to watch you on TV even before I understood what was happening. क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी के time से I told you I used to sit with my mom. मुझे समझ में नहीं आता था
Yeah,
because I was
yeah.
really young, but मैं देखता था आपको and I used to see Smriti ma'am, everybody. So what I want to know is that a career with so much of experience, so much of versatility, इतने सारे projects across film, TV, digital as well right now. Yet you say something like, "This is the first time I have played a layered character like this." What do you mean by that? I really want to know.
So, uh, are those my words? If they are, I probably meant uh,
Yeah,
so layered.
yeah,
Most of my characters have been kind of layered,
yeah, yeah.
but this one, of course, this one has a lot of layers. And very intelligent question, by the way,
Thank you, sir.
because he's a father who has lost his only child.
Hmm.
He himself is dealing with post trauma
Yeah,
while taking care of his wife,
yeah,
who the post trauma for whom the post trauma has been much more severe.
yeah.
Uh, he is basically a teacher, and because he's a teacher, teachers are also very emotional, very sentimental,
Yeah,
very categoric and systematic in their pattern of behavior and
of
thought.
course. Yes.
And suddenly when things go wrong
Yeah,
so drastically in
yeah,
their life,
yeah,
so the love that was there, the love is missing, not missing,
yeah,
we don't know, he's not sure. uh, and the escape route that he has taken for himself and his wife has taken him to a place which has uncovered the wounds and added fresh blood to those wounds and fresh injuries at various levels. Uh, and then what he is dealing with on a day to day basis is a multitude of things. So,
yeah.
which he must again then look at in a systematic way while being in a totally disheveled state of mind.
Yeah,
So I hope it kind of puts in perspective why I call it
yeah,
multi-layered. And then the relationships. You see, a teacher. I look at a teacher as a parent. A parent is also a
yes.
teacher, and a teacher is like a parent. When you're out of
True,
school, when kids are out of home in a school,
true.
the teacher becomes the parent at that time. So a teacher and a parent, their main business vis-a-vis the children is to nurture them, teach them, and make them grow. Uh,
Yeah,
and this is what his fight is. Now, while he's doing this, there is also a fight against the drugs, which he has to
yeah,
first tear away from the children. And
yeah,
also
yeah,
his students are getting killed, so there is murder
yeah,
attached to it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he's as an individual, he's functioning on multiple levels, internally and
Yeah.
externally, hence so many layers.
What I want to ask you next is that you mentioned about the fact that it's multi-layered, and you mentioned about a very important point. It's not just for people who have crossed a certain age, but also people of the youth. Drugs is a very serious thing. Abuse of substance and everything is something. While we always talk about the youth taking forward the nation, it's also very important that they focus on the right things and don't get deviated from their actual path in life. But given the current amount of exposure to different things, be it social media, everything is a lot easier compared to how it probably was earlier. So how do you still think that the youth can be motivated in terms of staying away from all the negativities? Because ये ड्रग का जो सीन है, आई थिंक इट्स हैपनिंग एवरीवेयर, बी इट एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री बोले या फिर schools, colleges. I mean, it's really sad, but it's happening. So how do you think
Yeah,
we can handle this?
I agree to that. I agree completely to what you're saying.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
you see, there is parental guidance, there is counseling,
yeah,
there is
yeah,
social messaging, the positive social messaging.
yes,
But at
yeah,
the end of the road, at the end of all this, is the person
yeah,
himself, herself, slash herself.
yeah,
Now,
yes,
it's very simple. It's not rocket science. It's very
mm,
simple. Would you, do you look at your life in a larger perspective, or do you look at your life as a Saturday night? What is more
yeah,
important to you? Is your family more important to you? Or is that those 4, 5 hours, 6 hours in the night, is that your life, or is this your life? Do you want to end up in a rehab? Do you want to end up in the gutter? Do you want to end up as somebody, because drugs do eat away not just at you physically but even mentally, uh,
yes, so true.
especially the youth. You see, I am at my
Yeah,
age. I'm still
yeah,
learning. I like to learn something every day, so that I
yeah,
mentally keep growing. I want
yeah,
to physically keep be healthy. I want to mentally be healthy. I want to emotionally be healthy. That's what they need to think is, do they want that, or do they want, are they walking on a path of destruction? It's very simple.
yeah,
There was
yeah,
a time when we did not know what drugs was. अरे ये खाने से
yes,
ये पीने से बड़ा मजा आता है
yes,
ये, but now there is
yes,
complete clarity. I mean, people have dropped in
true.
front of you, people have died in front of you, people have withered away and become 30-year-olds have started looking like 55-year-olds. They've
Yes,
destroyed their lives, they've destroyed their families, they've destroyed their father's money. The father has left money, they've blown it up on drugs.
yeah,
So it's all
yeah,
there for you to see. It's a no-brainer, right? So it's very simple. That
yeah,
individual, before getting into drugs, has to understand that it's extremely easy and joyful and exciting to get into it.
yeah, yeah,
But how the hell are you going to get out of it? It cannot be a one-time thing. I mean, there are a lot of people I've heard who say, "Arey,
yeah.
ek baar try kar lete." It's bullshit. Why?
Mm.
Why do you want to, you know?
Even try.
Yeah, I mean, it's like stepping into a fire. Why do you want to step into that fire? So,
Exactly. When you know it's gonna burn you. Correct.
correct, correct. And to all those people who will watch this interview, I want to say
Yeah.
that, many, many years back, I used to be a very heavy drinker. And
Yeah.
then some 20 years back, my drinking started going down. I do have a glass of wine or maybe a drink very rarely nowadays. But I
Yes.
go to parties. I very rarely, but I do meet with my friends sometimes, and
Yeah.
they are all drinking. And I've realized that those all that time I wasted drinking, I could have done so much with that time. Also, I've realized that without intoxication, I have much more fun than uh, than when I'm intoxicated. So
Yeah.
find that zone, yeah. You should have fun.
Yeah.
Here, what is happening? You're intoxicated or under the influence of substance. Somebody is having fun at your expense. You don't know what you're saying, what you're doing,
Yes.
you know. And
Not
for
leading anywhere.
all, yeah, for all those people who are doing substances for energy, I mean, come on, man. Go for a run, drink some coffee,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, you'll get energetic. You don't need substance for energy. Come on, you're stronger than that. You know that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
don't get into it. And
Ab-
if you have got into it, you need to get
yeah.
out of it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Simple.
Loved it, sir. The way you summed it, especially from the impact se leke consequence, everything. I think it's very helpful that way. this what I want to ask you next is that, of course, the place where you all shot, it's a beautiful place. And you have multiple, it's a serious thing, it's a thriller project being shot, but on the other hand, it's a beautiful location, some lovely places to go and visit. So whenever you are shooting in some places like these, where there's a lot more to the place than just your own show. I mean, so shooting के लिए आप नहीं गए, वहां पे जाके और भी मजे हो सकते हैं. So does it kind of still distract you in some way कि नहीं यार, मतलब इतनी खूबसूरत जगह है, चलो थोड़ा घूम के आ जाते हैं, ऐसा कभी कभी होता है सर?
ऐसा कभी कभी नहीं, ऐसा हमेशा होता है. पर जो आपने कहा डिस्ट्रैक्शन,
जी.
it is not a distraction at all. It's a added benefit.
Yes,
uh,
true.
when you are in a beautiful place, you're
Yeah.
not working all the time. So when
Yes.
you're not working, you meet the local people. Some
Yeah.
of them know you, some of them may not know you.
Yeah.
uh, and especially places like this, there are people from all over the country who
Yeah.
come. And the food changes, so you try the new food, you meet new people. uh, there are things that you go shopping
Yeah.
locally, like sweaters
Yeah.
which you would never buy in Mumbai. so
Yes.
so yeah, so it's and then it's the hills, the clarity, the crispness of the
Yeah.
air. And
Yeah.
the place that I was staying in, I made friends with all the locals who had dhabas. And
Yeah.
I used to go to the dhabas to eat, and right behind the dhaba
Yeah.
was their terrace fields. And
Yeah.
they used to grow fresh palak and make fresh palak paneer.
Wow.
Right, they used to go
Wow.
and pluck it out of the fields and make.
Mouth
I
watering.
mean, yeah, these are experiences that they are invaluable for me, and I live for
Yeah.
experiences like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a distraction. It's an added क्या बोलते
Benefit.
हैं, bonus है.
Yeah.
And then
It's about
then you're
how you look at it. Right.
yeah. And then there are locations थोड़े wilderness में है, but
Yeah.
that's the idea. So your team goes for a recce, and they
Yeah.
find the most beautiful locations in that area where tourists don't go,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you get to go to all those locations free of cost. और आपको शूटिंग में चाय भी मिलती है वहां बैठे बैठे.
Yes.
झरना गिर
हाँ.
रहा है, हवा चल रही है, आपको कोई चाय बना
Yeah.
के दे रहा है, कुर्सी लगा है आपके लिए.
क्या बात, क्या बात है.
So हाँ,
Nature's
so
beauty at its best.
it's beautiful. Yeah, nature's beauty and human service.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sir, second last question that I have for you is that, of course, we are short of time. I can ask you, I can continue asking you, but वो तो मौका
Yeah.
नहीं मिलेगा अभी. But second last question to ask you on this is, every project, an actor feels that there's a certain USP attached to it, जिसके वजह से they kind of give their nod to that. So what was that USP factor that you felt while signing this? Because you have done something like a Hostages before as well, which is a different type of thriller. This, on the
Yeah.
other hand, is totally different. But what was that USP factor for you that made you feel कि हाँ यार ये तो करना चाहिए?
See, when I heard the story, the
जी.
story was very intriguing. The story is very intriguing.
Yeah.
Then they told me that the actors who were playing the roles.
Yeah.
Then when I get into show, I like to know about other characters, because the other characters influence my character in many ways.
Yes. Yes.
And those, you have to build those dynamics. So you have to
Yeah.
know the other characters. What I found was every character. Uh, uh, I might be headlining the show with Richa, but I must say that
Yeah.
uh, I would like to call this show an ensemble show, because every character has a very clear, defined, place in the show.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
There is no character in the show just like that.
Yeah.
No space filler. Every character has a very beautifully etched out role. Every character has a trajectory. Every character has his or her own demons to fight inside while they are fighting the demons outside,
Mm.
exactly like
Mm.
Jayant Parekh that I am playing.
जी. जी.
uh, and being a small town, everybody knows everybody.
Each other.
And so because everybody knows everything about everybody, everybody is latching on to those few little secrets that they don't want everybody to
To
know
be out.
about themselves. So yeah, and then of course then the mafia, and
Yeah.
politicians. That's what happens in small places.
Yeah.
Everything is
Yeah.
kind of gets into the lines get very blurry, and
Yes.
everything kind of spills over to each other.
Yeah.
So this is something that makes for very interesting viewing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the revelations. Throughout the show, you're going, oh, are, socha nahi, things like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So when every actor uh,
Yeah.
has his own story to tell,
Yes.
and and every story has its own complications. I think that makes for a very interesting view.
Yes. So last question before I wrap up the conversation is,
Hmm.
obviously it's a very sad situation right now for the entire industry. I mean, it was really heartbreaking what we heard about, Sidharth Shukla yesterday. I don't want you to comment anything on it because it's a sad death, and we want to give space to the family. But what's really alarming is that at the age of 40, and it's not just his case is in the highlight because he's a popular personality, but a lot of young people, say in their 30s or 40s, early 50s, or maybe in their higher 40s, and are succumbing to certain things like heart
Yeah.
diseases and heart attacks. So what do you want to say to these people? Because a lot of people feel that experts feel that stress ke wajah se ho raha hai, ya fir these are the reasons, this, that, etc. You are an epitome of fitness yourself, given the way you maintain yourself. So I really want to have a message from your end to those people, so that we can avoid such diseases, especially at such a tender age. What do you have to say on that?
I just said it just a little while back.
Yeah,
Uh, I Although you don't want me to, I will comment on it. I didn't know Siddharth
your discretion.
very
Yeah,
very closely,
yeah,
uh, but his news came to me as a shock, and the first thoughts that went through my mind were exactly what you were saying. Siddharth had just broken out, got that stardom, and I choose to believe that his prime of his life
was
was
ahead.
had just begun. Yeah.
Yes,
So he was at the door, and knowing how talented he was and how popular he was, the sky was the limit for him. And I feel very, very sad, on his passing, that uh, God knows where he would have been. Um, he would have, I think he would have attained a lot of glory. Having said that, I would like to tell, whatever you guys think of me as brother, or whatever you guys, uh, think of me as, please listen to me. When I talk about drugs, it's not just, drugs of entertainment. There are various things. What they do to your body inside, is another story altogether. So I'll keep it short.
yeah,
Try and go the organic way. Keep things natural. Your destiny is what will carry you. Your character, your morals, your ethics, your talent is what will carry you into the future. Don't feel pressured by your peers, because you cannot be them, they cannot be you. You are unique, you are an individual. Nobody has your thumbprint. So
yes.
think about it. Don't try and be somebody else. Be yourself, and stay organic, stay natural, eat healthy food, eat good food, make yourself strong, little by little. Maybe it'll take a longer time, but you'll get there, and I promise you'll get there. So try and do it, guys. Stay organic.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a lovely message coming from your end. It's a pleasure
You're most
once again to
welcome.
talk to you. I really want to meet you. Hopefully, very soon I'll get that opportunity. And Bengal Tiger, as your name says over there, I think that's amply justified. Thank you so much, sir. Lot of love
Thank
from
you.
my end. Shubhajit here signing off.
Likewise.
Thank you so much, sir.
Likewise.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless.
you. Thank you.